Komamura guy to like fight him. So the first thing is giant bankais. Um, Generally, they want to get 5 Kompaku, basically killing you 2 times. So they get you to 5 and then they can kill you in their Bankai. But ideally, they want to like take you to like half HP because using resources like blocking and rivers can actually let you survive, so they cannot get like 100% HP guaranteed, which means that giant Bankai players will try to like get 5 stocks and then get you to around 50% HP. Like what you are going to fight, it's not their actual Bankai, it's just their base form. And they made sure these base forms are actually pretty good because now we are going to look into the character, but is actually really good, like Renji. Of course, he's not as good as Renji, but he's still as crazy normal. So this is his triangle range. This is kinda retarded. He's pretty fast, not with these dashes, but with this dash it's not bad. With considering his range, this one is pretty good to get in. Of course, it's fast because it's dash attack. Yeah, like you can instantly chase you down like this. This is really good. So what you want to do is mostly play passive, I guess. It's if you whiff this or this, you have a lot of time to like punish him. Against Komamura, I just play passive because he's most likely going to outrange me anyway. So I'm just going to like dodge this with my movement or like overwhelm him because he cannot do this if you just keep attacking him. So for example, if I see this, I'm backstepping and punishing, right? If he does this, you have like 1 hour to punish him. And he also has this. This is not really troublesome in neutral, like it's kinda slow, you can see it, you can block it. It eats you if you're just not paying attention, I guess. It's mostly going to be used as a tool to deal more damage, like this. The charge time is actually pretty long, like I can block really late, which means that if they do this into this, you can actually hit them if you are in about this range. Like this move, you cannot combo into this. And if you see that they're getting some distance to charge this, you just chase them and punish them. But they can also bait this by going back, and then if they're not charging it and they're just hitting you with this big ass normal. So Komamura is actually very annoying to fight because of his normals in general. It doesn't have anything crazy, but if a player with good fundamentals gets to play with this range and with this attack and with this hooking tool, it can actually be cancer to fight. So yeah, my general advice is to play passive against him, not only because it's beneficial for you, because these normals, like you have to respect them and they have recovery, but just because in general playing passive against giant Bankai is actually putting a crazy amount of pressure on the players because they want to absolutely kill you 2 times and then Bankai. And not only that, but they ideally want to take you to like 50% HP to get a 100% kill, like a guaranteed kill. Which means that if you play passive, the match is naturally going to be slower, and they are going to like really they're going to push you because they need to apply their game plan, and their game plan requires you to die 2 times, then get damage, and then die a third time while they use their Bankai. Which means that playing passive against Komamura is not only beneficial because of his normals, it's beneficial because it basically counters giant Bankais as well. So this is pretty much for his like neutral. It's not much, it's just good buttons really, which is a really good thing, don't get me wrong, but it's not the worst thing. But yeah, I'd say you can play even with like really fast characters like Soifon. Just play passive, bait his attacks, he's gonna be recovery, and you can instantly get in. Now we are going to deep into his Bankai shenanigans, how to counter giant Bankai. So I'm going to set him to Bankai. Where is my opponent? There he is. Now he's an awakening. Let me set my guard to normal. Okay. Basically, you have to block. So, when they're about to go in Bankai, because you know they this is not unpredictable. Like you as the opposite player know that they're going for Bankai, which means that when they are close to using it, just keep your reverse meter. Please don't do the mistake of using your reverse meter to get out of a combo, because these Bankais can actually fuck you over if you don't have any reverse. Just save it. It's your best ally against those characters. While I was talking, that guy just lost his Bankai. How wonderful it is. Okay, maybe he can recover after this. Can he? Okay, yeah. So basically, there is not much to say. Komamura, like Renji, as just attacks, you block. And when your meter, your guard meter gets broken, you activate reverse, and you're going to be able to dodge 2 to 3 times, mostly 2. And while you are doing these perfect dodges, your guard damage will recover, which means it's effectively you can block for like 5 to 6 hits, then your guard gets broken, but then you use the white reverse that it's not only healing you, you are getting 2 flash steps, which means that you are using those to dodge, and while you are dodging, your guard meter is recovering, and after the second step, you have full guard again, so you'll be able to guard every time. If you can execute this perfectly, they are guaranteed to hit you like once, twice, 3 times maybe if your guard at the start was already crippled, but this is mostly a Renji issue. Like Renji guard damage in base is really prevalent because of his range, whereas Komamura, I cannot really break your guard in base, which means that against Renji you are more likely to get into his Bankai with your guard already being pretty damaged, whereas Komamura, he doesn't have this upside, which means that you're most likely going into his awakening with full guard, which means that if you can execute what I just explained, you are going to do really well against him. Okay, so I don't have to show anything, like you quite literally just block his attacks, and activate. I can show an example. I'm going to. This is basically how it goes. Of course, a player will be able to attack you more because, you know, it's not about playing, but you get the idea. You can clearly see that you're going to survive that shit. And this is not taking into account characters that can quite literally counter it, like Aizen can hold his counter and get crazy damage reduction. One thing to keep in mind is that Komamura has this attack. Let me do this. Let me set this up. Komamura has this attack. This is unblockable and it deals, like you see, the damage is retarded. So you need to dodge this with your perfect step. Like, this is the only, if your guard doesn't matter if your guard meter is up, if they are using this shit, you need to flash step because this basically halves your health bar. So yeah, and you do this. You need to do this. So when they do this, yeah, just teleport. And if you are close, he also has a normal grab, but it doesn't deal much damage, and you won't face it if you're just sitting on range anyway. So yeah.